The silent retirement killer? Sequence of return risk. The time to remove it is now. Look, at KJ Financial, our ultimate goal is to protect and grow America's wealth one client at a time. And we've found one of the best ways to do that is help America boost their financial literacy. Now, you might feel that you're well versed in financial things. I used to all too. But unfortunately, we've been misled in so many key areas. We're glad you're here so you can find out where those areas are, and then you can begin the process of recapturing the hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars in wealth that you've lost thanks to the biggest financial lies we've been told our entire lives. So if you haven't watched our previous financial literacy videos, the links to all 4 of them are below in the description. Please make sure you've seen them before watching this one, or you may not fully grasp the context of this video. So we've got so many risks that we face when we're planning for retirement. This risk is one that can be enormous in the 10 years before and the 10 years after you retire. And it's something that's hardly ever talked about. We call it sequence of return risk. And it's really the order of the market returns that you actually experience in before and in retirement. So in our previous videos, we talked about the power of losses. Losing money is never good, but it's especially costly in those 10 years before and 10 years after you retire because you don't have time to try and recover. One easy way to handle sequence of return risk is to know when the market is going to be down or worse, crash. But since nobody knows when that will happen, no matter how much Wall Street wants you to believe that there's some magic scientific formula that will predict it. So we can rule out predicting the future from our planning, right? So we put together a hypothetical retirement example to share with you the power of sequence of returns. We've tried to simplify it to help just grasp the concept of it, okay? So here are the four returns we're going to use, and we're going to keep rotating them through our simulated retirement. So as you can see here, we're up 15% in year 1, we're up 8% in year 2, we're up 22% in year 3, and then we have a 25% loss in year 4. We're going to assume we've got $1 million, and our withdrawal amount is going to be 4.5% of that $1 million, so $45,000 to start with, and then we're going to adjust it up 3% a year to try to keep up with inflation. And we're going to do that over a 25-year period. So if you look here on the left where we have the early gains, so if you can see we've got the up 15, up 8, up 22, down 25, and then we repeat it through there. And you can see in the withdrawal column, we took out 45,000 and then adjusted it up. So at the end of 25 years, we ended up with 1.832 million in income, which is great if that's how the market treated us. But what happens if those returns are flipped, where we got the 25% loss early, and then 22, up 22, then up 8, then up 15, and then down 25, so it repeats? What happens there is we run out of money in year 18. So if you started at age 65, what's that, age 83? You still got seven more years to live. What are you going to do there? You've got 1.2 million in income. That's almost 823,000 less than we would have with the early gain. So sequence of return is a big risk because we don't know what our sequence of returns is going to be. So we need to find ways to protect ourselves from that. So since we have no way of predicting which order returns will be when you retire or the years we've got, would it make sense to take that risk off the table? Now, it can be done through safe and productive growth and or utilizing guaranteed income stream in retirement, which we'll cover in a future video. Check out our YouTube channel to see if we've released that yet. We'll try to remember to put a link in the description below once we do post it. So would it make sense to see how safe and productive growth could take sequence of return risk off the table for your retirement? If it would make sense, should you do it before the market corrects again and or before you get into that 10 years before retirement, or if you're already in that 20-year period, shouldn't we talk as soon as possible? So when you're ready, click the link in the description below to get on Kurt's calendar for a 15 to 30-minute discovery call where nothing is for sale. All we're going to do is share with you more of how this works, let you see it in action. Then we'll also see if you qualify for our strategies, and you get to decide if you're interested enough to have another call where we'll dive deeper into what it could look like for you. If you don't book your discovery call, we understand, And here's what I'll say. We certainly hope the sequence of return risk is friendly to you in retirement. Thanks for tuning in.